Hello everyone. So in this lecture we'll be understanding what is blockchain and also what is multi-chain and why multi-chain and how multi-chain is related to blockchain. So let's go to the blockchain first. So so before we go and understand the blockchain, let's try to create our own definition rather than following some standard definitions, because I also always believed in creating our own definition whenever you study something. So it's simply in a single simple language, it is a decentralized database which stores information in form of transactions. Remember, everything stored in the blockchain is actually being stored in form of the transactions only. So everything is done is a transaction, that's it. But of course every transaction has a certain data associated with it, so you can store the data as well while doing some transactions, right? Again, that decentralized database which you are talking about, some people also call it a decentralized ledger or public ledger, right? Because it is distributed on a multiple network. Then each node in the network has the access to that public ledger, complete full copy of the public ledger. That's what we call the public ledger technology. Also, the whole technology or the whole database, it can be public or it can be private. Remember, if you are allowing anyone to publish the data and retrieve the data from the blockchain, that it will called a public blockchain, and it means there is no restriction, anybody can do it. But if you're talking about a private blockchain, it means that nodes or the servers which are actually connected to each other will be owned by a private entity, so that is called a private blockchain. So again, the data stored in the blockchain is actually immutable. So okay, people say, okay, what immutable means exactly? Immutable means in blockchain that you can actually modify the previous data, but the whole network will reject the modification because they are all having the same copy, which is actually the original data. So let's say if there are 100 computers in the network and one computer decided to modify the previous records, right? So let's say after from block number 0 till 100, they decided that particular hacker computer decided to modify the transaction in block number 39. So when he do that, he will be actually modifying the records in his own local copy. And when he publishes his local copy to everyone in the network, the whole network will identify because everybody already has the blocks till 100. So where this 39 number blocks comes, because once he modified the 39 number block, the whole blocks following the 39 will be invalidated. So the chain will become shorter for the Mr. Hacker. But since everybody in the network is honest and they are aware that there is a blockchain with the length of 100, they'll be following that longer chain. So it's called a longer chain rule in the blockchain. It means that hacking or modifying the previous data is not easy. You have to own the entire blockchain if you want to do it. Even in that case, you can actually always invalidate the block by actually going previously. So it is not possible to modify the data. So that's why you call it a immutable storage, because it's easy to catch and actually easy to reject the modification in the database if it happens. Again, it is highly secure. Why? Because it's a decentralized network. There is no single entity which is responsible for the database. It is distributed among the multiple people. So that's why it becomes more secure, because hacking 100 computers must be more difficult and is actually more difficult than hacking a one single computer. So that's how the concept of highly security, the more security comes into the blockchain. Next is that data gets recorded via consensus based algorithm. Since everybody has the full copy of the ledger, so it is very easy for multiple nodes to agree on a certain point, saying okay, this data is valid, this data is not, because there is a majority which has to agree on this particular transaction. So let's say if you are transferring a money from your account, from your bank account to someone else account, and you have already done that and you don't have money in your account, the bank can easily catch it, because bank will have a whole ledger of your accounts and will easily identify, yes, you don't have money you are transferring. So it means the similarly, since everybody is a bank here, everybody has a full ledger copy, they can easily catch the discrepancy and reject the transaction if want. It uses cryptography for signing the transaction, signing the input, signing the outputs, which makes the whole blockchain more secure. Again, since we have already talked about many times that it's a decentralized technology, so it exists over the peer-to-peer network. So here's our definition. So blockchain is a consensus-based, secure, decentralized public database which store information immutably over peer-to-peer network. Simply, it's a consensus-based, secure, decentralized public ledger or database. So we'll be using, since we are going to use and demonstrate you how to use blockchain over the peer-to-peer network as a database. Right? We are going to publish the proof of existence in the database, and we'll retrieve it using the data from the database. We'll be using multi-chain as a platform. So next, what is multi-chain exactly? So multi-chain is an open platform, also an open source tool to build the blockchain application. They recently actually published the entire source code to the GitHub. So you can actually compile your own multi-chain blockchain if you want, and then customize it for your own custom use. So it is actually a extended version of the Bitcoin core. So it actually share the many rich features which Bitcoin already has with you, so that you can build your applications faster with the APIs which already exist in the Bitcoin core. So technically, you don't have to learn something different, which is new in the market, and you are not sure what will happen next. Because if you have a multi-chain, it means that you have the a technology which has the huge community support from the market. So it will be stable, of course, and it will be feature rich because they extended multi certain features in the blockchain which were not there in the Bitcoin. That is there in the uh, multi-chain. So let's say, for example, permission management streams. These are the two rich features that they have added. You can control who can mine, who cannot, and who can issue the assets, who cannot. All this can be happening in multi-chain. I actually have a very wonderful course in the Udemy on multi-chain. I would highly recommend you to go and take that course, because in that course we will be talking in detail about the multi-chain and how to set up private blockchain in AWS EC2, which we are going to use in this course as well, but in a very short, not in details. If you want to understand the detailed concept, please go to that multi-chain course. You can use the cross 050 as a coupon code for a 50% discount. So that's it for this course. Let me know if you have any questions. Please ask. Thank you.